there, guys and gals, Rob here with Deluks Gaming, and I am happy to announce a brand new Let's Play series for the channel. That's right, we're going to be exploring the Subterranean colony builder, Oxygen Not Included. It is currently under development by Klei Studios, the same culprits that brought us Don't Starve and Don't Starve together. Oxygen Not Included is a 2D colony builder, not unlike RimWorld, and even has some similarities to games like Starbound and Terraria. I had the opportunity to just sit down and play this on my own yesterday, and in the 3-4 hours I was playing this, I have fallen in love with it. It is absolutely magical. It has those same charming animations that you would find in something like Don't Starve and Don't Starve Together, but with this really interesting and unique model of a colony builder that I have not seen before. It's quite interesting. So anyway, I'm gonna get started here right away, but if you would like to be a duplicant or a colonist in this game, simply leave a comment below with the name you would like me to use. As always, preference will be given to those who comment early and to those who have not been included in any of my playthroughs before. All right, let's get going. Let's start a brand new game, Generating World. All right, yeah, I did have the opportunity to take a look at this at PAX West last year, and it looked great. And I'm really pleased to see that it's coming along so quickly. Okay, so we get to start with 3 new colonists, or as they call them here, duplicants. Now, there is already a debate in my mind whether or not we go with more specialized people or with people that are a little bit more of a jack of all trades. I don't know yet. So, yeah, so for example, ooh, -3 learning. That's okay, actually. So this guy here, Max, he's a level 8 architect. He has +7 in athletics, which means he'll be really good at running on the gerbil wheel, which provides power for the colony. He's also really good at construction. See, that's not a great combination. I'm actually gonna reshuffle him. See, oh, tinkering. Tinkering affects tinkering? I don't know what tinkering is for. That might be for repairing and stuff and cooking. Now we'll reshuffle. Oh, look, I like the idea of some jack of all trades type people. This is Vernon. We're gonna rename these guys once I get some names from you guys, by the way, which might be episode 3 because I'm probably gonna record a few episodes at a time. Anyway, so he's an early bird. He gets +2 to all skills, okay, and he's narcoleptic. This duplicant can and will fall asleep anytime, any place. You know what, I'm gonna take that just because it's funny. That's great. Decor expectation -15, which is okay. That means he doesn't expect it to look that pretty. And a stress response. His stress response, when he gets super stressed out, he vomits. That's great. I love it. Okay, and this guy, another jack of all trades. I'm gonna try and do the jack of all trades thing here. This seems like a good way to go. Maybe we'll take if we can get one person with high athletics, that'd be great. So anyway, this is Nicola. Nicola has iron gut. This duplicant can eat just about anything without getting sick. That's good. But he also has gastrophobia. This duplicant has an unshakable fear of kitchens and the culinary arts. Cannot cook, so he can't cook, but he can eat anything. He has a decor expectation of -20 and a stress response of being destructive. He'll destroy things when he's stressed out. All right, that sounds interesting. And then this one here, let's shuffle a little bit. I want somebody that's really high in athletics if possible. No, not plus. Oh, there we go. There we go. Level 7 runner, Carl. He has +7 in athletics and a few other attributes there that I like creativity, learning, digging, and cooking. And he is a Twinkle Toes, which gives him +7 to athletics. And he has a bottomless stomach. Ooh, that's a bad one, actually. This duplicant might actually be several black holes in a trench coat. Calorie burn rate, minus 0.8 kilocalories, and I'm assuming it just means he can eat a lot. Decor expectation is much higher for him, and he's also a vomiter when he gets stressed out. Wonderful. Let's get these guys going. Let's put them down in the colony and see what we have to start. It's totally randomly generated every time, so you never really know what you're going to be surrounded by. There's always, in the future, oh, alert! Your crew has awoken miles beneath the surface of an unfamiliar terrestrial body. Oddly, they have no recollection of how they got here. It might be best to start digging. Ooh, a mystery. I love it. So, the story is you're just here, and nobody really knows why. But we are underground, deep underground. I'm assuming this is not Earth, or maybe it's Earth. I don't know. We start with our 3 colonists, and we start with a portal, the printing pod, which is where we get our new duplicants from, our new colonists, and a ration box that stores a little bit of food. In here, we should have, where's the details? Storing. It's easier actually to see what we're storing up here. So we have 25,000 field rations to start out with. Or 20,000, sorry. Every 1,000 kilocalories is a meal. So we have 20 meals. Okay, so that's a pretty good start, I think. And just looking around here, we have a number of things you can see. Like Terraria, there's different types of materials in the blocks around you. So we've got copper, we've got some coal, we've got some igneous rock. There should be some Where is it here? Obsidian. Obsidian's really important for later on. And then we've got algae. Algae is a really important food source, as well as we can use that to generate oxygen. These blocks here are very important. They're called oxalite, and they actually produce oxygen. They will continue to produce oxygen until they actually disappear. So you don't want to actually mine these out. You want to keep these around for as long as possible because they're an excellent early game way to get some oxygen into your colony. And you can actually see, if I just hover over top of the air here, you can see how much breathable gas there is. There is 1651 grams of breathable gas. And we want, I mean, the name of the game is oxygen not included, right? So we will have to make sure that we maintain a certain amount of oxygen for our colonists in order to breathe. And we can always look at our overlays and see what that looks like. So you can see that there is oxygen over here, there's oxygen over here, there's oxygen over here, oxygen over here, lots of oxygen kicking around here. So that means there's probably a fair amount of oxalite kicking around. But if you look up here, we've got some carbon dioxide, a room just filled with carbon dioxide, and yes, some chlorine, maybe even some hydrogen in there. Yes. The overlays are awesome in this game, by the way, just awesome. So there's power grid. There won't be anything there. Temperature overlay, so you can kind of see the temperature of the areas. That's kind of cool. The light overlay, which we start, the portal itself produces light, which is nice. Light becomes important for many things later on. Liquid plumbing, because we eventually have to set up a whole plumbing system for toilets, showers, you name it. It's awesome. This is the gas plumbing, so eventually we'll want to maybe use some of this chlorine or maybe some of that hydrogen so we can actually pump that into generators or whatever. Decor overlay, of course, this is, where they're happiest, the portal is very pretty, so they like hanging around near the portal, whereas they might not like hanging around in this little room that is very, very dark, that has no breathable gas, etc., right? And, like toilets, areas around toilets aren't going to be that pretty. And then our priority overlay, which becomes more important later. We'll talk about that in a minute. So we're going to go over all of the overlay, or all of the the HUD here, so you can kind of see what's going on. Cycle is the days. Basically, how we're on day 1, or cycle 1. So cycle 2 would be day 2, etc. And if we have our speed controls, you can use tab to cycle through your speed controls. A little bit different. I'm kind of used to using 1, 2, 3 and spacebar, but that's okay. Tab to go up one, and tab to go up another, and then to come back down. And then we have the number of our duplicants here and the amount of stress that they're feeling. It's important to keep track of that number. Once your duplicants start to feel stress, things are gonna go down real fast. The amount of kilocalories that we have kicking around in storage, we have 20,000 once again. And any messages that are important are going to appear up here. Colony requires toilets, for example, which is actually a really important thing to solve right away. Otherwise, they end up creating contaminated water all over your floors. Okay, jobs, just look familiar. Yeah, this is like RimWorld, right? So I'm not going to set their jobs right now. I want them to do everything for now. But later on, of course, we're going to want Carl, who's our runner, our athletic dude, to run our power generation. Because power generation is just basically a giant gerbil wheel. Our vitals, characters' vitals, how full they are, how stressed they are, etc. You can also decide how much they're eating per day, I believe. I'm not sure. Calories per day? I haven't actually played with this. Oh, you can decide. Yeah, you can decide how many calories you're going to be eating a day. Okay, we'll leave until full for now. Reports, so whatever, the oxygen generation, how much we're using in oxygen or calorie generation, etc. And then our research screen that we can't quite see quite yet. Okay, and then down on the bottom here, we've got our push button controls. So in other words, dig, harvest, prioritize, sweep, mop, deconstruct, and cancel. Now, of course, we're going to be using keyboard controls, which is G for dig, T for harvest, P for... P, I always forget about P for prioritize. Ironically, it's funny. P for P, whereas dig is G. It's weird. Mopping to clean up things like contaminated water and stuff like that. And then of destruct to destroy things, cancel to cancel your things. And this down here, you can actually determine the priority level for the selected tool. So if we use our dig tool and then click on 9, we can set that dig automatically to priority 9 rather than changing it later, which is handy. And then on the bottom left, we have all of the buildings that we can currently build. Now, we can't build everything yet because we have to do some research in order to build everything. And we can't actually build anything until we get some materials. Well, how do we get materials? Of course, we're going to dig. Okay, so let's start by digging out this way. We're going to get to that oxalite, which is going to help us generate a little bit more oxygen until... Get these guys started here. We're going to generate a little bit more oxygen until we can get down some algae. I forget what they're called now. Oxygen utilities. So the algae deoxidizer? Deoxidizer. Wouldn't it be an oxidizer? I don't know. Anyway, this thing produces oxygen by using power and algae. And this green stuff here is algae. This stuff here is dirt, I believe. Dirt. And then we've got sandstone, which is our primary digging material, or primary building material. So we need lots of that too. So we're going to just let these guys dig out this way, and I'm going to start thinking about where we're going to go here. Yes, I would definitely like to come down here. There's some plants down here, brittle blossom. There's lots of oxalite everywhere. That's great. We actually don't, if we don't want to, we don't have to worry about building an algae deoxidizer right away. So let's start digging out this way. I like lots of room. Other players might not like as much room as I like. I like to have lots and lots and lots of room. So I've got to be careful not to dig out that oxalite. I'm going to go all the way down. Ooh. I'm going to go to here. Then we're going to dig. So our guys are too high. So they can actually walk through an area that's too high like that. And then we're going to maybe build a ladder up here, and we're going to, I guess it doesn't really matter. I think if I dig this out, it'll automatically harvest those plants, which is perfect. Okay, and then I often like to do a ladder right away and start building up and down. So all of the metal that there's a ton of metal up north or above us, and as coal as well. And down below we've got some more algae and water. Water is going to become really important very soon. So I'm going to start creating a way to get down there. So I'm going to build the ladder. I'm going to do this next level 3 high. And this ladder is going to go up like this, all the way up and down. And also we're going to put some tile down right away, because they like walking on tile. Whoops. Whoopsie. Wasn't paying attention there. They like walking on tile more than walking on the dirt. Of course, just like you and me, they have the same needs as you and I. They like to have a place to poop. They like to eat. They like to be able to breathe, and they like some of the creature comforts, like, you know, nice tile floors. Look at them go. I love it. So they're delivering the sandstone to the tile floor, and then they're going to break it apart. And you can build on dirt and other objects. Like they'll automatically remove the dirt or whatever it is underneath. Same with the ladders. They'll automatically dig it out and then put in the object that you want to build. It's kind of neat, actually. It's pretty intelligent. The AI is pretty good. Another thing we're going to do right away is start thinking about our toilets. So the outhouse, if you don't have an outhouse, like I said already, if you don't have an outhouse, it can lead to all sorts of problems. So you kind of want to get that going right away. I'm actually going to dig that out just a little bit more. I want them to come in. Oh, maybe that's too far. You know what? I want them to go all the way to there. We're going to tile this off here, because sometimes, whoops, I did it again. Sometimes, if the rock is cracked, it can actually leak in gases and stuff. So if you put tile there, it pretty much seals you in. And that way I feel pretty secure if we do that. And then we're going to put the toilet, not quite at the end here. I'm going to put the compost at the end once we get compost. Compost allows us to use whatever's in the toilet and compost it into fertilizer. And I like to have that sort of at the back end. I'm just going to put down 1 toilet. That should be more than enough. Perfect. There they go. I love it. And the act of construction in this game is quite entertaining to watch. The sound effects of building, of actually, using the G command or the dig command, and just, here, let me just do it. It's like a little xylophone. I love it. I don't know if you guys can hear that well, but it sounds really cool, and I love it. It sounds great. Okay, so I'm going to speed it up just a little bit. I got sort of used to playing at speed 2. There, the outhouse is down. They have a place to poop. Everybody needs to poop. That's one thing that RimWorld doesn't have. RimWorld doesn't have toilets. I'm so glad they included toilets. And toilets, it leads to other things. This is just your basic toilet. You can eventually build a toilet or a latrine that actually has full plumbing in it too. But that's way down the road, and I actually have not made it quite that far in the game. So, yeah, I don't quite know how to do all of the plumbing things. But I do know that I think we're going to have to build some kind of water tank at some point with a gray water and a regular water. And if you've ever been in a motorhome, you know what gray water is. It's the bad water that goes in, and then we'll build some kind of filtration system and then have that transported into the good water, right? But how I'm going to do that, I have no idea at this point. Good. Okay, toilets are down. I'm pretty happy with that. Now we can start thinking about food. We can't really do that until we get some power down. I would like to do the power on another level, maybe. I think we'll do the power on this level, because, yeah, we're going to start digging up this way anyway. So we're going to do this 3 high. We're going to go all the way across like this, and then maybe we'll do research on this side. I'm usually build pretty ambitiously. Notice the oxalite just disappeared there. That oxalite just disappeared. That means it used up all of the oxygen. I'm going to go back to speed 1 here. They're eating. I do need to get them a place to sleep soon, but that's not super important. I mean, it does affect their happiness. If you hover over top of them, you can see what's making them happy and unhappy. They have dirty hands. We're not going to be able to solve that problem until we get a place for them to wash their hands and stuff, which is actually a little bit down the road, so they're going to have to suffer with that. But if they don't have a place to sleep, they'll get bad backs and they'll get a little bit more stress. Stress is at 0% right now. I'm not too worried about that. We're going to build a tile. Sorry, guys. I can't draw in a straight line today. What's wrong with me? We're going to build the tile floor all the way across like so. I'm going to not build over top of that oxalite quite yet. I can't draw for the life of me today. What is wrong with me? That's super funny. Maybe I'm just too excited. Sometimes when I get really excited, I can't do regular normal people things. So maybe we'll do the cots on this side. We'll do the power. No, that seems too noisy, doesn't it? Like I said, I like big areas. So, and that might not be a great idea because, oh yeah. So let's not dig through that oxalite. Let's dig this out. Yeah. So without cots, they'll just fall asleep anywhere, which is fine. That's fine for now. But we'll get some cots for them very, very soon. I am going to dig out this area here too. No oxalite over here, so we'll go all the way across like that, and we're going to tile this down. So I like to build a lot of infrastructure. I like to have a lot of room, and I like to space things out pretty dramatically. That way, if we need to place things that make people happy, like plants and stuff like that, then we can always add those later, right? And the other part of it is we get a lot of materials when we dig a lot out like this right away too. Hold on, we gotta dig this out. Perfect. Excellent. And speed. Let's speed it up. Let's go all the way. It's super fast. So sleeping is not the most entertaining time of the day. Snore, snore, snore. The animations are kind of cool, and sometimes, actually, you can see them do it. Sometimes they wake up in the middle of the night and they go for snacks, and sometimes they have to poop. The animations are quite entertaining. They can jump up to too high. So, and this is from sand. Sand is falling from some of this area up here, and it's just like in Terraria and games like that. Certain material will fall rather than just get dug out, right? It's kind of cool. I love that. I don't know if we can actually bury some of our guys in the sand like you could in what's the name of that game? Terraria and the other one, I forget. My brain's not working today. I don't know why. But yeah, you can I don't know if you can actually bury and hurt one of your guys by doing that. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. This seems like a good place to put our cots, don't you think? Let's speed it up to speed 2. Get them to dig that out. We're getting lots and lots of materials. Another thing we could put down right away is a place to store some materials. I think because our food production I'd like to have over here, and I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, no, I'm going to put our storage. I'm going to put 2 storage units right here. So they're eating right now, and of course when they eat, they use some of the food rations that we have. We actually have more. Oh, they must have found some mush or something. I wonder what's in here. Is there a way to tell what's actually in this unit? It's funny. It doesn't seem like it. So field ration and muckroot. We must have found some muckroot. So they can eat straight up some materials right out of the ground, like muckroot. But it's better if we prepare it for them. So we're going to set our storage units as all. So right now they can take everything. I'm not a big fan of having storage units store everything. I like to have storage units sort of scattered throughout my colonies and stuff that can contain the things that they're going to be using for the machines that are nearby. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? Perfect. So they've got this dug out. Now we're getting all of that oxalite over here. Perfect. And as soon as this is dug out, we'll get some cots out in here. We might even be able to build those now. Furniture. There we go. Cots. Let's go a little crazy with cots. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cots to start, and we're gonna do a massage table in there. I haven't actually used the massage table yet. You have to assign it to somebody to use it, so I guess if somebody gets really stressed, we'll just assign that. So we can store 1 more cot in there. Like I said, I like to leave, empty spaces in places. Like we could actually add an oxygen producing, the algae oxidizer in here if we want to. So we can actually have 5 people in our colony so far. That's kind of good. And they're getting that top piece built. I think we can probably start planning out what we're going to do for power here. So let's go. We're going to do the manual generator. Like I said, it's like a big gerbil wheel. Now there's more advanced generators later on that doesn't require the kind of attention that this one does. But this is what you get to start. Now, of course, you're going to have to attach power lines to this sucker and then attach it to things like batteries and other objects as well. Ooh, I guess we're going to need some more copper for that. We need more copper to build Yeah, we're going to need some raw metals. So we're definitely going to have to start building upwards more. Whoops. See, why can't I draw a straight line today? It's super funny. We're going to come up here and we're going to start digging out some of this stuff too. We can't really go any further without doing that. So I want this 3-high tile and then across like this. Might as well get that out of the way. We're going to go all the way across over that. We're going to grab this copper here. That should be more than enough copper for us to move forward. Colony requires a food source, insufficient oxygen generation. We're going to solve that pretty quickly here. We need to get this power generator up first. And then, let's see here. Let's go back to power. Whoops, where's power? There we go. Power. Yeah, we need to get a battery up, and then we can start building our food generation, which is going to be over here. And I don't know if we can quite build that. The micro mushroom, no, we need raw metal for that too. So we need to get them up there, digging out that area. As a matter of fact, what we could do is go to our prioritize button and click 9, and then prioritize all of this up to 9. Perfect. Then they'll go up there and deal with that first, which is excellent. Perfect, and we're going to need to have access to this water fairly soon too, so I might as well start digging down this way. Get this ladder going down to here. We're going to dig this out, and they should be able to get at there, just to be sure. Nah, that's fine. That'll be good. Okay, perfect. So we've got some ore now. Excellent. Let's get our power generation, our battery down. Rather, our battery, let's throw that right here. Do I want 1 or 2 batteries? I think I'll go with 2 batteries to start. And we'll make sure these are both attached with power. Oh, now you'll notice as we open up new areas, this area here is filled with carbon dioxide. I actually didn't give this much thought, but because it's filled with carbon dioxide, you'll notice that they can't breathe in there. It's unbreathable. And see the oxygen as it pours in here? So they won't be able to work in here very long without oxygen. So we really need to get some more oxygen generation going, and we'll be able to do that fairly soon here. As a matter of fact, we can probably get one going in here right away, and we'll get one going here too, and here. We'll do 3 oxygen generation. We're gonna have lots of algae, I think. Yeah, there's gonna be lots of algae for us to play with. Let's go speed 1 here for a second, and in order for those things to work, we're gonna have to have them attached to the power system. I just can't draw a straight line today. What is wrong with me? I don't know, it's really weird. Okay, and all the way over here, gotta make sure that they're all plugged in. Perfect, like that, excellent, and we can probably build our food generation. The microbe musher, we're gonna put that over here. And we're gonna do like a mess hall and stuff over here, as well as a kitchen. You can build this kitchen unit later on. That also needs to be attached to power. Super funny. Okay, there we go, perfect. So we've got more than enough copper now. Like every one of these blocks of copper is like 150 kilograms, and I think we only need like, I don't know, we don't need that much actually to build any of these units. Perfect, so they're going to have a bite to eat. How are we doing? We're down to 19,000 kilocalories, so 19 meals left. That's more than enough time to get the rest of our stuff up. How are we doing for oxygen? Oxygen is still at 1300. Remember, we started at 1600 breathable oxygen. If we look at our overlay, we can see it's really thin up here. Actually, it's totally non-existent up here. There is no oxygen here. It's a little bit of oxygen coming in this way. It will slowly start to pour in. Eventually, you can build vents and stuff to allow oxygen to breathe through rooms and stuff, or gases to breathe through rooms. And you need to avoid getting over-pressurized too. So if you get too much gas in your little enclosed area, you can make it so that it's impossible to increase the amount of oxygen in the area. It hasn't happened to me yet, but I'm pretty sure it can happen. I've read somewhere that it can happen. Oh, he just used the toilet. Oh, we missed him using the toilet. It's always fun to watch him use the pooper. Here we go. And of course, it's smelly and it's messy and it doesn't look good for decor. There we go. See, that's really an unpleasant room to be in. At this point in time. Eventually we will add some decor in there and make it a little bit prettier. Perfect! We now have power generation. Now, who is our runner? Let's go to jobs. Let's make sure, first of all, that the person that is generating power is Carl. We don't want anybody else to be doing it. Vernon, I don't want you doing it. Carl, I'd like you to do it. Carl, I don't want you to worry, Carl, I don't want you to worry about art, cooking, composting, or research, and don't worry about harvesting. If you happen to build, that's fine. Don't worry about digging. Primarily, I want you working on the power generation. I'm going to let him dig for now still. That's fine. Okay, good. Perfect. So now, as you can see, as Carl runs here, he is actually filling up those batteries, which is great. So that's really important to have lots of battery power to make it through the night, because Carl can't run at night, right? Lovely. Oh, what? Why are you sleeping on the ground, dude? Vernon, there's a... Oh, maybe... Oh, right, he's a narcoleptic. That's right, he just passes out all the time. That's awesome. So we've got one of the algae deoxidizers running. See that thing just pumping out oxygen? I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, these are only good for as long as you have algae. If you run out of algae, you're going to be in serious trouble. We have a lot of algae at this point. This is actually... We're doing very well for algae. Better than I usually am for algae at this point in the game. But there's just lots to dig out here, which is fantastic. Perfect. Lovely. Oh, there's that massage table. As I said, you have to assign somebody a massage table, so if they get really stressed, you can use that. Perfect. We got our second algae deoxidizer on. Shouldn't it be an algae oxidizer? Not a deoxidizer, right? I don't know. Or maybe it deoxidizes the algae and puts the oxygen in the air. That makes sense. That totally makes sense. Lovely. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a good stopping point for us. We're going to be back very soon, probably tomorrow, maybe even another one today. I'm going to be doing a lot of these episodes in a row. I'm actually going to be batch recording these, so any of the names that you have put on this video, don't expect them to come on until, you know, episode 3 or episode 4. And we might even have more colonists by then, so we'll be able to just name a whole bunch of people. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're enjoying this so far. I love this game. It is a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to building a massive colony with you all. We'll see you in a day. Tomorrow. Bye. Bye.